Tomosini. John is here tonight. He's from Roseburg High School. John is active in several community activities, especially the Boys and Girls Club, where he was a referee, a coach, and a mentor. He has maintained a 3.8 GPA, and John will attend Oregon State University, where he intends to play baseball. You'll hear about that in a moment. Congratulations to these fine young scholar athletes, and it is the hope by all of us here tonight that your dreams become real, and whatever you pursue in life, use what sports has taught you to live life with meaning, character, and determination. And remember, you've got to make your free throws. Congratulations. Again, congratulations and good luck from all of us. Scott McTarnahan, on behalf of the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame and these fine scholar athletes, a big thank you also to the McTarnahan family, right? You agree with that? I'd like to thank the 2007 Scholarship Committee for all of their efforts. Committee members include Scott, Paula Lottie, and Charlie D. Gregorio, John Herman, of course. So, gentlemen, would you all stand up, please, and take a bow? You did an outstanding job in picking out these fine ladies and gentlemen. It's time to look around and remember some more champions. So please stand up when I call your name. And at table number 19, Mac Wilkins. Where's Mac? The big fella. Right up. Stand up, Mac. Two-time Olympian Mac Williams captured the gold medal in the discus in the 1976 Montreal Olympic Games and his silver medal at the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. Mac Wilkins. Table number 28. Here he is, folks. Joe Laprenzi. Joe, stand up. In 1936. Attaboy, stand up, Joe. Stay there. Joe became a state weightlifting champion at the early age of 21. 1 year later, he started his affiliation with the Mac Club, an affiliation that has lasted 54 years, and it goes on. He even has a room named for him, Joe Laprenzi. Great guy. Margaret Dobson. Dr. Margaret Dobson. Stand up, dear. Back there. Margaret won All-American acclaim 5 times at third base for the perennial contenders for world honors, the Irv Lynn Florist, and she was enshrined in softball's Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, after retiring from the diamond, and she's done it all. She's just a delightful lady, Margaret Dobson, right back there. Table number 33, Katie Stedding. Katie, 19 years. From high school, college, the Olympics, through the pros, Katie was everything and won everything in women's basketball. Oregon's own Katie Stedding. There's Katie back there. Table number 34, Roy Love. What a name in his part of the country. Now serving as Portland State Athletic Director, those teams won 4 national championships in volleyball, 2 national championships in wrestling, 5 league championships in football, as well as numerous other titles in baseball and women's basketball. He did it all, Mr. Roy Love, right back there. And at table number 34, we can't forget Jack Dunn. Jack, stand up. Jack is a sports legend in our state after coaching baseball for 39 years. He's the only coach to win state championships at 2 Portland high schools, and before dedicating his life to teaching and coaching, Jack played 10 years of professional baseball and has worked with so many, many young people, Mr. Jack Dunn. And Jack is not here tonight. But it's great to see all of you here tonight. Did I miss anybody by any chance? Did I miss any of the former Me, I guess. That's about that. Anyhow, that's okay. And now, a special moment. Did we miss somebody? Who did we miss? Oh, my goodness. Leroy Ellis, absolutely. I beg your pardon. Big Leroy. Be with us in 1970. How could I forget that? Way to go, Leroy. Stand up. My guy. Sorry about that, big fella. And now a special moment tonight. Whoa, wait, somebody else. Jack Crabtree. Right on, stand up, sir. Stand up. Where are you? Jack, absolutely. Sorry we forgot those. Now we have a special moment tonight. And I'm sure you will all agree that to earn the title national champions in any sport calls for a special team led by a very special coach. You hear that music? That's it. My friends, his team's just returned from a visit to the White House. We want to hear about that. But at this time, we are most happy to introduce the coach of the two-time NCAA national champion Oregon State University baseball team, Pat Casey.
Thank you. Right on. Okay, now I'm all done. That's great. This is a setup. My friend, first of all, I want to congratulate everybody that's going to be inducted tonight. I think that's so cool. I was born here, raised here, had the opportunity to play here, and now the privilege of coaching in this great state. And congratulations to y'all. Mary's my neighbor, and her husband runs by my house every day, Randy, about 4:30 in the morning. Joe was my coach at University of Portland, and he was a tremendous mentor, taught me how to be a man, and I love the guy. He's the best. So, Joe, sorry about all that stuff I did to you. What goes around comes around, too, by the way. No, really. Northcutt, this guy that played with us, is my director of baseball operations now. And he says, Case, can you talk at this deal up in Portland? I don't know what it is, but here's the date. And I go, Ron, I can't. We got practice. He goes, no, you don't have to be there at 7 o'clock. And so I'm driving up here, and he goes, Case, you're going to this Hall of Fame thing, and Joe's in it and all this, and they want you to talk about the importance of athletics in our young kids today. And I'm looking around. I'm not seeing a lot of youth. I'm not seeing... So I'm wondering how this is going to go. So, here's what I will tell you. I was a young guy, and there were 7 of us in our family, and we probably didn't have a whole lot, but what we did have was extremely important, and that was the love of a family. And I remember my first Little League coach. His name was Al Lysacker, and he was I played for the Cubs, and then I played for Kenny Marduk, and then I played for Dave Brown, and then I played for Bill Parrish, and then I played for Gary Merritt, then I played for Tom Campbell, then I played for Joe Etzel, then I played for Kurt Daniels, the great Kurt Daniels that's passed away, was my first manager in professional baseball. Then I played for Jack Maloof, then I played for Glenn Ezell. Back to Jack Maloof. By the way, that's a bad move in pro ball. So anyway, and then I played for, Bobby Tolan, Charlie Manuel, you name it. But anyway, I guess the point is that this big world we live in, for me, the only thing I could compare it to is athletics, because that's what my whole life was about. I went to a Catholic school, and I didn't think there was any problem being the best athlete in my class, and there was only 3 of us. So, and that's true, 3 boys. I dominated, and Chris Fry and Tom Darby were the two other guys. So anyway, that was a big part of my life. And, I really didn't know why. I just knew that back then when you came home, which I miss and all you guys can identify with, we're going to the park and Mom would say, be home before dark. And that was it. And you went down there and you built relationships and you learned how to compete and you learned how to become friends and how to fight and how to create games, whether it was workup or 3-on-3 or anything you could do, but you played all the time. And it kind of mirrors life, that competitiveness of where we're going. And as I kind of cruised through life a little bit, I never really thought about the benefit that I had those blessings to be able to play athletics and then to be able to play at the college level. And I look at today and I say, the sad thing is that an average high school student today spends 6 hours with technology, whether it's computer, Game Boy, iPod, whatever they are, and 23 minutes talking to a family member. So I have this great job at Oregon State, and when I got there, my charge was to win. And winning and losing is what kept me going. And the longer you do it, as all these tremendous people sitting out here that have had the opportunity to coach realize is, really what I had the opportunity to do was influence guys' lives and become important to them as a role model. And what I found out was we became more successful. And it wasn't that I never cared as much for the student athlete, but what I didn't see was the big picture, and that is who's going to go out in that world and who's going to compete for that job and who's going to influence somebody else's life in a positive way. So that came from my oldest son, and I was blessed with a handicapped son, and he taught me that I don't care how tough you are, it's who you are. And the thing about him is everything he feels, everything he does is true, because it's just coming from him, from his heart. He doesn't know any different from what is or what isn't. It's what it is. So when someone's hurt, he hurts. When something's good, he's good. And for me, to be able to have that and go through that tells me why I'm coaching. And it's not about this ring, even though I do like that thing. It's really and that's just one of them, too, by the way. No, what you find out really is you find out what Coach Etzel taught me a long time ago that I didn't realize when I was running the halls a little later than I should have been. And that is, what kind of man is your son going to be when he's your age? And that's what somebody leaves me with, That's what somebody leaves me with. They entrust me with their son, and in other sports, someone's daughter who will be a wife someday, and someone's son who will be a husband someday. And they entrust that young man with me, and they give me some opportunities to influence his life. And I'm held accountable every day for that. And there's days that I wish I did a better job, and there's days that I wish that I wasn't doing it at all. But I can tell you, when you're in Omaha at Rosenblatt, it's pretty good. And I probably won't coach very long, just because of the fact that there's so many things in life that I want to do that I can't do. And like I said, that I've been blessed with the opportunity to have an impact on somebody's life, and to be here tonight and see the impact that these guys and these ladies have had that are going into the hall on other people's lives. I just think I'm in the right room. That's pretty cool. And I need to talk to the one gal about tutoring too. The gal's going to Oregon State that's got 6 or 7 degrees there already out of high school. I don't know where she went. She was from Bonanza. She was from Bonanza though. So I'm gonna. But anyway, I would just like to say it's certainly it is a new game out there when we're talking about the challenges of the materialistic world that sometimes mesmerizes our children and sometimes paralyzes their ability to do anything other than sit in front of a TV. And that word no, that's kind of escaped the English language, is now sitting in our face, and we have a tremendous challenge in front of us. and that is to take the people that we are working with and try to get them to be who we think we should be at our age. And we all know that that's an everyday battle and an everyday challenge, but the good Lord has said, Case, I'm going to give you that opportunity. So tonight, once again, I would like to show my honor for those people being inducted, especially Coach, and tell you that this is a great state. You know, we went back to Omaha, and man, we looked at some people in the eye, and I went back to that locker room, and I told Coach, I said, we ain't as good as them, talent-wise, but we can get them. And so what I did was, and this is a true story to start the World Series, our 06 team was very talented, our 07 team was talented, but not tremendously talented. And so we had to play Cal State Fullerton in the first game, and I like to cut things out of the paper that other coaches say, that are positive things or negative things, or a reporter. I got to get some quotes from the guy from Oklahoma State. I saw that today on the TV. And but anyway, so example, when we were playing in Virginia, it says there's a reason that Oregon State won the national championship. They know how to win. They never roll over, blah, blah, blah. It came from their coach, so I read it to them. And then, the Morning Star, Oregon State's will overcomes Rutgers, inability, whatever it was. So anyway, I had nothing on Fullerton because they were a little better. And they had the kid that was the best pitcher. I can't think of his name. Somebody tell me who started for Fullerton in the College World Series. Mr. Tomasini, you got to know that. Do you know? Gosh dang it, what's his name? Right-handed guy. Anyway, great guy. They called him the Moose, and he was a first-round draft pick, and he was pitching against our freshman guy, George Reyes of Warden, Washington. And there's more people in the bathroom at Omaha than were in Warden, Washington, where George grew up. So he's petrified, and this guy's there. And so I said to our club, here's what it says. Coach Horton says Oregon State's a very talented defensive club, and they play the game good. And then the pitcher's name, which I can't remember, he says, yeah, they play good defense, but they're not very good offensively. And so our guys were, let's go, let's get them. And anyway, that was our motivation, and that was what we were about, character. We were about a bunch of guys taking on a challenge that nobody thought that we could conquer. And, that's what we are here for. We're seeing people that have done special things, gone way beyond what the mind tells you that could be done. And those men went back there representing this great state and won a championship, not for Oregon State University, but for the Pacific Northwest, for Oregon, and for all of us out there chasing those dreams. And, that's what life is a bunch of dreams, and we decide whether we want to watch them or whether we want to act upon them, or whether we just want to absolutely give in to the to what everybody thinks that we should do, and that's be average. And I think that our guys are better than average. I think that if we, as individuals, portray that we will go way beyond what our wildest dreams are. And there's proof of that right there at Oregon State right now with 2 national championships. So it's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure, especially to be in the company of so many great athletes and great people. And Sean's, you got a monitor here. I don't. I had to go off of just nothing. So he's cheating. It says right here what he's supposed to say, right here. Anyway, thank you very much for having me.
Pat Casey, thank you, Coach. Really, Pat, thank you very, very much. You are to be congratulated, you and your young men. It was terrific. But right now, my friends, it's time to induct this year's class into the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame. This is a group of exceptional individuals. These athletes were selected through a lengthy process of membership nomination and voting, followed by review and selection of the nomination committee and the board of directors. They are a unique group of athletes who hold their Oregon roots very dearly. They have earned their place in sports among Oregon's finest. Most likely, our first inductee grew up playing the sport that would become synonymous with his family name. Well, all that practice paid off and produced a multi-champion. In the ancient sport of handball, there's a thin line between amateur and pro. When veteran amateurs mix with the young guns who dominate the pro ranks. Even in his 40s, Ryan Grossenbacher is able to straddle that line and go toe-to-toe with the world's best. 4 years ago, Grossenbacher received national acclaim when he won a U.S. Handball Association Open National Championship at the age of 36, stunning the #1 seed Lewis Kendall. 1 year later, Grossenbacher defended that title on his home court at Multnomah Athletic Club in front of a raucous home crowd. In 2007, Ryan's career is far from complete. Just last year, he won a national doubles crown, remains the Northwest Open singles champ, and is rated 25th in the Pro Tour rankings. And don't even bother taking on Grossenbacher on his home court. Ryan has won the Oregon State Open title 6 straight times. He is the Multnomah Club singles champion 7 years running. Could it be genetics? Ryan is the son of another ageless champion, Ed Grossenbacher, who won a couple of dozen championships and is still going strong at the age of 70. But it is also a matter of tenacity and will to succeed. Right from the beginning, Ryan has been known as a serious student of the game, looking for every advantage, never willing to give up. But Oregon is the hotbed of the game today, and Ryan Grossenbacher has written his own share of the book of tomorrow's legends. Ryan, please come forward. Have a seat over there, sir, and we'll talk for a moment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To you. Why handball? Can you remember when you first thought about handball? Well, from your dad, obviously, but you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I always admired my dad, watching him play, and Wally and Jack, and you know, it was a big-time game back in the 80s before ESPN started playing all these games. Everybody'd come down here and watch Wally and Jack go at it, so you know, I wanted to play for a long time.
What about some of your opponents here at the MAC Club over the years? Gave you some great games, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of guys that could be sitting here instead of me, that's for sure.
And 4 years ago, you received that national acclaim and you won the U.S. Handball Association Open National Championship, as they say, at the age of 36. Tell us about that.
Well, you see, I've been working with my hands my whole life, and it's given me a lot of chance to think and a lot of time to pray. And when I started getting good at handball, I started to train harder, to pray harder, and to read my Bible more, and that's the reason why I made it.
But your career is far complete. Just last year, you won a national doubles crown in the Northwest Open singles champ. You're rated number 25 in the Pro Tour rankings. That's got to make you feel real good.
Oh yeah, the World Championships will be here in '09, okay. And I'm gonna put it down.
All right. You're gonna put it down. Good for you, Ryan. But you are tough here at home. All the people tell me.
Yep, I pack a big house, you know. It makes a big difference when you got all that positive energy, you know.
You've won it 6 times here, right?
That's right.
What's next?
Well, like I said, I'm going to gear up for the World Championships in '09.
What is it that your dad has instilled in you?
Well, he taught me to, you know, have my emotions under control. As a man, you know, you don't want to be overly emotional, and so he taught me how to keep that in line.
I've got to know about this. You have gone so far as to build your own personal one-wall court on the side of a barn in your Hillsboro home. Is that correct? Tell me about that.
Well, it's it's kind of, I didn't have a lot of money, so I did it all myself, but I invite all my new players up, and we play every weekend, and it's a beautiful thing.
So how much longer do you think you'll play? As long as you can. How many times a week do you still play?
I play all the time, and handball is such a great game. It takes so long to get good that you can play till you're older because you have all that experience, and you can teach these younger kids a lot of stuff.
Do you work with kids a lot?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
What ages, for instance, for handball?
Oh, adolescents, around there. Young adults.
I can't believe that you're going to continue on, but the history of handball goes back to ancient Rome. Did you study about that at all?
Not really. I don't care about the past. I just care about the future.
All right, my friend. Stand up a moment here. No. Here. Just stand. On this day, Ryan Grossenbacher, you are formally inducted into the State of Oregon Sports Hall of Fame. God bless you. Our next inductee is an Oregon native who made us proud around the world in a competition where strength and grace go hand in hand. This athlete is one of the best. The tradition of success in gymnastics at Oregon State University spans over 25 years. It all started with kids like Mary Ayotte, a Gresham native who brought the Beavers to prominence with one clutch performance after another between 1979 and 1982. Mary is most remembered for her artistic and athletic floor exercise routine that won a national championship as a senior. But in the big meets, OSU could count on Mary to stick her routines when it counted. It's no coincidence that the Beavers advanced to the NCAA meet as a team all 4 of Ayotte's seasons. Mary won 3 first-team All-America honors for clutch performances in the big spotlight. In her final year, Mary's versatility showed as she placed in the top 3 in all-around, the combination of all 4 events. 1982 saw her win the American Award, the honor bestowed on the nation's top senior collegiate gymnast. Voted on by coaches, it represents excellence in athletics and academics. During Ayotte's career, she also represented her country at the World University Games in Romania, where she was top-scoring American in all-around. The Western Regionals might as well have been known as the Ayotte Games. Mary won the all-around title all 4 years on her way to the NCAAs.
The 1982 NCAA Division I floor exercise champion from Oregon State University, Mary Ayotte Law.
Today, Mary Ayotte Law still gives her time and support to an OSU program that continues to grow and achieve. Mary Ayotte Law. Come on up and sit down here. There you go. What a career, my dear, that you have had. Incredible. Can you remember those early days?
How early?
As early as you
want.
want.
To talk about?
That's all right.
Well, I didn't start gymnastics till I was 14.
Okay.
So that's pretty old for gymnastics. But I started in Gresham. I actually went to Gresham High School.
Yeah.
It says Reynolds High School in the program, but I want to clear that up. I am very proud that I went from being a gopher to being a beaver. So always.
You're remembered for your artistic and athletic floor exercise routines. Tell us about all of that, if you would.
Well, floor exercise is really a fun event to compete because you do have to combine the artistic part with the tumbling and the strength. And so I did really enjoy doing that event, and it was fun to dance and to enjoy the crowd as they were enjoying my performance. That was fun.
Well, everybody loved to see that. The big meets, it really got to you. You enjoyed those big meets especially, right?
I did enjoy the big meets. They're very nerve-wracking, but it was fun. And the thing that I enjoyed a lot about competing in college was the team aspect. We had a great team and great coaching staff, and so the big meets were more enjoyable because we had a great team to compete together.
Well, you won 3 first-team All-America honors for clutch performances and in the spotlight. When they say that, clutch performances, how would you describe that? Is that a tough question to ask you?
Oregon State
Clutch.
baseball clutch performance right
Yeah.
there.
You were there when it counted. That's what I'm
Clutch
trying.
performance is, I think, being blessed to have a lot of things go your way at the right time. And that means that you're healthy that day, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you're healthy in every way. And you put it all together for some great reason. You're blessed to be able to do that at the right time. And you've put the training in to be able to put that performance together at the right time.
You won the American Award. Other coaches and other folks voted you that award years ago. That really had to make you feel good.
The American Award was a very special award for
Yeah.
me because it was voted on by the coaches, and it included leadership and academics and athletics. So that is a very special award to me.
You also represented your country over in Romania. What type of experience was that?
That was a very interesting experience because when I went to Romania, it was in 1981, and it was still under Ceausescu at the time, and they were right in the trenches of their communist history. And so we went as the United States team, and it's set up very similar to the Olympic Games where there are lots of countries, and we were guarded with guys with machine guns and on our buses and had to go here and go there, and it was, the people of Romania were wonderful. I really enjoyed getting to know them, and it was very eye-opening to see the way that they had to live under that kind of a governmental system. And they were just so gracious to us and so kind, and it was really, really a neat thing for me to see when their country became a free country, because they deserved that.
You have your daughters with you tonight, do you not?
I do have my 3 daughters and my son, and my husband Randy, who runs by Pat Casey's house every day at 4 o'clock in the morning. My family is here, and my father-in-law is here, and my brothers and my brother-in-law. I have a lot of my cousins.
I see
have a lot
Mr.
of
Adelman is
neat-
sitting at your table too. Rick
Yes.
Adelman, yeah.
Mr. Adelman.